the experience I've had with various friends and obviously my mom with cancer, it is very fast. And you don't have time, or you feel like you don't have time.
Right.
Although this thing's been living in you for an amount of time that you don't know. The doctors are saying we need to move fast. These guys have called you straight back in.
Yeah.
A few days later, they're cutting you open, talking about, we need to make sure this is not in the lungs, this is not here, this is not. The question I have is, you've been through it and you've experienced that high speed movement of things. How do you process in that moment? Like, I know that you can operate from what I know of you, you can operate at high speed and you can make decisions bang, 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 related to business, sports, all of these things. You're good at that, but we're talking about life and potentially death here. How, when the process is so fast, how do you process it?
Yeah. I think that's what I felt after the second surgery. I said, wait, this is going too fast and I don't know what's happening. And all my life I made decisions based on my research, on what I want to make decisions on my life. And I felt like someone was making decisions for me a little bit on that moment.
Wow.
And I was not that comfortable. So I remember going back home after that second surgery and saying, no, I need to really study about this. I need to go deep. I need to understand what is cancer, what is rare form of sarcoma, how can be treated, what is going on in the world, how can I change something in my life that can fight this shit. Because it feeds from your inflammation on your body, right? So how can I decrease that inflammation in my body? So I remember after that, I was like, no, this needs to come down and I need to listen to other people. So that was, and I remember after following up consultation with the same doctor, I told him, doctor, I'm not sure if you are okay with that or not, but I need to listen to other opinions. And I remember fighting with him. The guy was pissed off with me and he said, there's no point to get second opinion. Everyone you go in Portugal will come to me again because I'm the one that knows about this kind of... and I say, I understand that, but that's my life, so the decision will be mine, if you don't mind. I remember...
That's a tough situation as well. I did a show recently about surgery and doctors and this, that and the other, which got quite a lot of, let's say, feedback. It's tough. That's a tough conversation to have as well, especially 100%. When you're inquisitive like you are.
100%. And I remember kind of my style in the end of the consultation. I said, doctor, I have here seven or eight questions for you. Can we go through? I said, no, your time. No, I need to go through these questions. It's my life.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy was pissed. He was really like annoying. I'm not sure. Maybe here we are a bit more... We have better relation with the doctors. We speak with them with WhatsApp. I think it's a different relation. Back in a whole Europe country like Portugal, you don't ask questions to doctors. It's not a common situation. Doctors are like kind of a god, right? So
you believe
you just
them.
follow. You just follow.
Especially this is 10 years ago.
Exactly, especially 10 years ago, but I was not in that mind. So I remember, let's pause, and I'm gonna find the second. And I start Googling. Looking bought some nice books about it. I was in touch with doctors in UK and Brazil because it was so rare. There was not much studies around it and how to treat it. And what I was feeling is even these guys here in Portugal, they're not 100% sure how to take care of this.
Wow.
Right? Because it's so rare. There's no enough cases. Why
is that, mate? Talk to us a little bit about the cancer. Like, why is it so rare? Is there a reason? Is it?
No, I think.
Did you find anything?
I found that was 1% of the sarcomas in the world is this case, which is like 1 in 1 million people have this case because it's bones, tissue, and muscle. Right, so the infected cells from all
angles, basically.
Yeah, exactly. The shitty cells basically they hold themselves to these 3 parts of your body.
Right,
and that's why it makes so special, because when you go in, you need to remove from the bone, from the tissue, soft tissue, from the muscle. So it's even the surgeries they are complicated because it's a aggressive form. Then goes to the lungs. Then you start reading all Dr. Google and you say it goes to the lungs. You have 6 months, and I say no. this not happened to me. I need to find a way to fight this shit. I'm gonna win this battle.
Yeah.
That was starting this mindset process. I remember reading a lot. I remember there was a lot around positivity. That's probably when I went a little bit on NLP, and all the thoughts that come into your mind, that thoughts become your words, and what you speak become your behaviors. And I changed. I was always a positive guy. I remember everyone from my life say, "You guys, you're too positive, you're too optimistic." So I think I even become more.
Yeah.
And I really put that into action and say, I'm going to beat this stuff. My ex-wife, she was amazing. She went for a course called Make Your Kitchen Your Pharmacy.
No way.
Yeah. So basically, we remove all meat, all carbs, all sugars. We didn't have a lot, right? We were very healthy.
I was going to say, how was it living off cucumber and celery for a few months?
Exactly. We were very healthy, but we decided let's remove completely all the possible inflammation foods in this moment, because we all have these dorm cells in our body, right? Yes. And they feed from sugar, from inflammation. So let's not give a chance for this guy to take any of my cells.
Wow.
And the positive came. And in the middle of this research, the guys called me again to the same hospital, and they tell me, Joao, because when these rare cases, when they are rare, they got like a team of 7-8 people, and they meet, right, which is a surgeon, the oncologist, whatever, all these specialities, and we are studying your case, and we believe we need to go for a further step. And this further step is remove your thumb as a safety procedure.
Wow.
I say, what do you mean removing my thumb? I say, cutting, we need to cut your thumb. Remove it. We need to cut. We need to do another surgery because we are not sure. We want to make sure that there is nothing remain here on the area when the first lump was come.
That's one sure way to make sure. Just cut your thumb off.
Yeah, just cut.
Wow.
And you know what? My positive, I go home and that day, and I strap my thumb and I start living my life without the thumb.
To try and figure out what you want.
If I can live my life without a thumb, should be okay. Like cooking, doing my home chores, doing my workouts without my thumb. And I start practicing, right? Looking back, just me focus on the solution again. But then fuck, man, I cannot be without my thumb. I'm 33 years old. I just finished my handball career. I played with both hands. And suddenly my father calls me and says, Joao, everyone was researching a bit, right, on my family. And he said, I found a doctor that did a surgery with a colleague of mine, something similar, not the same form of sarcoma, but on the legs, and he did a crazy surgery. Do you want to talk with him? And I said, of course I want to talk with him. I'm looking forward to talk with people that can offer me different solutions.
Yeah.
So I go and meet this guy, which is the guy that saved my life. I'm forever grateful to this guy, Dr. Vitor Fahisha. And I met him, and the guy was like, this guy that people that you trust in the moment you meet him, they have this aura, this energy. They're good human beings. You see it from the heart immediately. And the guy was brutally honest. I said, what I do is, because we don't have why they want to do another surgery is because there is not enough lateral margins of the initial disease that are safe. So what we can do is perform an isolated limb in perfusion of your limb with high dosage of chemotherapy in a high temperature outside your arm. And I say,
you're like, I'm going to the guy to help me, and now he's blown my world further apart.
And I remember asking him, doctor, it doesn't mean someone will remove my hand, right? And I said, no. However, I need to be honest with you. There's not enough of these surgeries made to be scientific valid. Right? I performed 100 so far in my 30 years of practice, which is not enough number to make it a solid case. So it's not scientific based or safe.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a gray area. Although all my patients today, they are after 5 and 10 years, they are okay. They never had any issue. I said, fuck man, let's go for it, doctor. So if that's the solution, give me 1 day or 2 days. And I remember asking him, I'm getting married in 3 weeks. What should I do?
No way.
And I'm planning to move to Dubai in 8 weeks. And can I go ahead with my wedding? Or we need to do it tomorrow? And the guy said, no, do your wedding, but there's no honeymoon. You come immediately after.
Right.
We went back. I spoke with my ex-wife. She was amazing. I need to thank her very much. She was amazing on this process. She was stood next to me, like with this dark cloud over our heads, do full in preparation for the wedding. And there was a cloud, right? There's a really dark cloud. What's happening?
Do you think? Yeah, that's an interesting one, right?
Yeah.
What do you think it was like for her?
I guess was unbelievable tough, right? The man I choose to be with me, my partner for the last, I think 10 years or 9 years. Now we decide to get married, and I'm not sure what's happening after that. What that surgery will come for? What's happening? Because it's a gray area, right?
How did you guys deal with that?
Man, it was really tough. I think that moment probably shaped a little bit our relation from there. But we really both focus on solutions, but suddenly you have the wedding that you always dreamed of, and is with this dark cloud on the top of it. Right? So it was really intense. It was at the same day, it was a beautiful day. It was probably one of the most happy days of my life. But at the same time, in 48 hours, you need to lay down in an oncologist hospital to do something that you don't know what's happening.
Incredible.
So, yeah. And I remember after meeting this doctor that saved my life, the other guys called me again, and I went there. Of course, you want to be polite because they helped me since day one, right? The other hospital. And they told me that we decide about the surgery, and it's not just a thumb. We need to be like a bigger surgery. So they said they cut it from here.
Oh my God.
And I said, man, come on, guys. I'm really sorry. I met this doctor, and I'm trying this different procedure. No, you crazy. There's no enough scientific background to do that surgery. This is a kind of an adventure. And I said, yeah, but it's my adventure. It's my life. I'm going to choose it. It's my choice. So I go for the not a normal option. I think in my life, then all the choices become a little bit not the ordinary choices and a bit...
But it's interesting what you said, mate. The way that I have it in my mind, the relationship, the interaction with the first doctors, short on time, not entertaining your questions, there's no connection.
Yeah.
And you then go to a guy that you immediately feel some good energy. It builds a good connection from the start. He's telling you something. I mean, cutting half your hand off is outrageous, but he's telling you something that's quite outrageous, that's not clinically proven, which goes completely against all your research and I want to find out more kind of mindset. But because you felt this connection with the guy, immediately there's trust.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah, probably right. And the guy was really honest, right? And I felt that. They say, what's happening on that surgery is you're basically going to lay down 8 hours sleeping. We're going to open all your armpit. We're going to put all your vases that bring blood to your arm outside, running through a machine that will warm up your blood, will clean it all with the chemotherapy, and then putting back in your arm. And that will be circulated during 8 hours. That's the surgery. Wow. And some thermometers in your arm to keep the temperature so it don't burn you. And in the end, there is a big risk of edema, right, in your arm. Yeah. So most likely your sports life will never be the same on your left arm. So you really need to be aware of that. So I like the way it was very clear, right? And then it's my choice which way I want to go.
How did that sit with you, mate? When obviously coming from a big sporting background, looking down the tunnel and someone says your sporting life will never be the same again.
Yeah, you know, in my subconscious was that, yeah, sure, doctor, I'll be back fucking strong. You tell me whatever you want now. But
Really? That was the mindset.
yeah, that was immediately, you know, that feeling of, yeah, for sure, this is just a surgery. I'll be back even stronger, you know. But scared at the same time, really
must have
scared.
been scared.
Yeah, I was really scared.